Around 3 months ago, I closed last month with $6.7 thousand dollars.
So listen, I have formulated a blueprint that, when applied correctly, will be able to take probably any SMA or agency to over $6,000 a month in a relatively good amount of time. Don't believe me? Well, recently I had a very exclusive interview with a really good friend of mine who's also from Hungary, and he was actually able to get to over $6,500 a month in only 60 days, which for a 21-year-old is absolutely incredible. And then after the interview, it was actually when I decided to formulate the blueprint, and I decided to call the blueprint that I've made the agency accelerator. So I made two agency accelerator blueprints. One is for my agency and will most likely get me to over $6,000 a month by May, and it's the most detailed one, and if you want it, it'll be in my Discord server, links in the description. And the other blueprint is targeted mostly for beginners, but is applicable to every single stage in your SMA. And when applied right, when applied correctly, I believe that it is guaranteed to make you money. I strongly believe this, and I'm sure you will as well when you look over it. It's gonna remove any guesswork on your end. It's gonna prevent you from making a lot of mistakes. And like I said before, you're guaranteed to make money if you apply it correctly. And not just that, but I actually have a very, very vast network of people all across the world. And the biggest problem I see in beginners is they have an inability to take their business off the ground, or in this case, their agency, which is why in this video, I'm going to be going over a ton of productivity hacks that personally I use and help me get into deep work sessions daily. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I'm going to play the interview now, and then after that, I'll give you the agency accelerator blueprint, which is going to be very exclusive. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video.
Sure. So when I finished high school, I was sat down in front of the computer and I was thinking, like, I get nothing to do, right? I don't want to go to work in a Starbucks or in a McDonald's or some shit. So I started watching YouTube videos about how to make money online. And I just watched a video from, I think it was Iman Gadzi. And I watched a tutorial video of his, and I decided, all right, let's get this done. Let's start. When I watched that video, I started immediately. I created a website. I started reaching out to potential clients. I started immediately. I didn't like the concept of only running ads. So what I basically decided to do, I am looking at my potential clients' website, but as a whole, I look at them not just whether I can run ads or not. I'm looking at their copywriting. I'm looking at their video editing or website coding or stuff like that. I can get this done by somebody else, and I can, get paid more than I pay my guy to do that for me. I reached out to everyone. So one website just come in front of me. I reached out to him, even though I didn't know what the problem was on the website. I still reached out to him. I have the knowledge of get money in and then learn the shit. So this is what I basically followed: to reach out, and then if I got a job, then learned that as quickly as possible and delivered a great quality work. I will start learning, video editing for 8 hours. This is my concept. I start learning video editing for 8 hours, and then when I have the great knowledge of video editing, then I will start, try to edit the video. If I think that this is shit and not a great quality, I will, find a guy who does it. If I would start learning graphic design like for 4 hours a day, I still made no money, right? I still have no clients, but I have a great knowledge of graphic design. Oh, good for you. When I started out, I was literally mad. I sent out like 200 emails, called like 100 phone numbers a day. But if someone really just wants to make money as quickly as possible, my recommendation is just do outreach mad. Do not care, do not give a single fuck about but I don't have a clue how to do that, how to deliver this. You will find a way, you will find a solution after you land a specific client, because you will be stressed. So because of that amount of stress you will have, you will actually learn that specific skill. And there is no problem if you don't, because you will find a guy who does it for you. Because, I was doing outreach mad. So I outreach literally like for 9 hours a day. And then I started, I started trying out different templates. And then I had no success with them at all. And after that, I started creating personalized outreaches that when I, what I did is basically that I would go on websites and see what could I improve on what can I improve on their websites. And if I see that their Facebook ad picture is bad, I will reach out to them as a professional graphic designer, and I would say that I find out a problem that I think it deters visitors from purchasing your product. And but I do not tell them what the specific problem they about their specific problem they had that I just discovered. I do not tell them, and this is how I create curiosity, because they know that way to the only way to them is to know the solution, and to basically know the problem that they are facing with, to hop on a call with me. So in this way, I hop on a call with them and land a client. So this is what I basically would follow if I would start over. Just do outreach and land the client, and that's it. And in this way, I got like a 40% response rate, which is high as fuck if we talk about emails. When I was starting doing, outreach is mad. Uh, I landed the first few graphic design jobs that I had, and after that, I started outreaching mad in every field of, online money making. And I think within 1.5 or 2 weeks, I landed my first retainer. If I would start over, I would start outreaching mad like for 19 or 20 hours a day, because that what will give you clients, not the learning, not the purchasing courses and stuff like that, not that. The prospecting and the outreaching will make you will get you clients. So what I would do, I would literally avoid watching Netflix series and watching movies. I close my phone off and place it to the next room. In this way, I have no contact with my phone. And basically, it's just discipline, because I had a lot of struggles in my head that I did like 14 or 12 or 13 hours a day of work done, and I missed out a lot, for example, parties and going out drinking with my friends and stuff like that. And it made me feel extremely sad when I saw the Instagram stories of my friends and stuff like that they are out partying, and I'm just sitting in front of my computer like a geek, like a nerd, and doing outreaches, and it was just so bad. But what I would tell to myself is that it would pay off. I thought that I miss a lot, but I clearly didn't. Obviously I didn't. Basically what I would say is that if you have no discipline, you will have no clients and no money at all. If you can't wake up at not a specific time, so if you want to make money, you don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. That's bullshit. Just wake up at time that you set an alarm for, right? If you set it for 11 a.m., then wake up at 11 a.m. That I usually go sleeping around 10 a.m., 10 p.m., and then always wake up at 5 a.m. And you just wake up and start working. And you're working while 98% of Hungarian citizens are sleeping. And this is just beautiful. And I always think of this as soon as I wake up, start working, and have the discipline to do that, and stop being a bitch, and stop care about anything else, stop caring about partying and stuff like that. And you celebrate, you only celebrate when you made money, when you land your first client. But at that time, when you're in a procedure of getting clients and getting money in, do not go anywhere. Stay at home and prospect and do the work and get shit done, and then land the client, then go out, celebrate it, and then go out again when you land your second client. This is my recommendation.
Alright, guys, so that was the interview with MT, my very good friend. Without further ado, let's go on to the agency accelerator blueprint. Alright, guys, here's the agency accelerator blueprint. I've kept the whole thing really basic. I don't go into too much detail about a lot of things, so everyone will be able to take something out of it. The first thing in the agency accelerator blueprint, dopamine detox. If you don't know what that is, it's just basically getting rid of all distractions and resetting your dopamine levels so you'll be able to work a lot more effectively. If you're on dopamine detox, you're going to be the most productive you've ever been in your life. At least in my case, I was the most productive I've ever been in my life. Even Hamza said the same thing. He was the most productive when he was on a dopamine detox. Now, when you're on a dopamine detox, you want to do this before you even start your agency. So you want to get rid of TikTok, get rid of YouTube, even if that means stop watching me, and just get rid of Instagram. Just get rid of all distractions. You know, the dopamine detox doesn't last forever, but I'm still kind of on it. I don't have Snapchat anymore. I don't have YouTube. You know, wake up the same time every day. You know, even if it's just 11 a.m., just making sure you wake up. You want to stop watching porn if you are. It's really bad for you. You don't want to take any drugs, and you want to get off the alcohol. Next thing. Make sure you're in the right niche / target market. So this is just building the foundation. Now, the reason I say this is that, you know, if your client service is not above $300 per service / product, it will be hard to charge a high retainer or make a lot of money. Alright, so now moving on to the actual blueprint or the process. So if you don't have one of these, your whole agency's fucked. And if your agency is doing bad and you can't seem to grow, if you look at this, you will know exactly what's wrong. So what is this? This is kind of the pillars of your SMA agency. So the bridge, what is a bridge? A bridge is a connection between you and a prospect. So for example, if I have a shit bridge, if I message a prospect on Instagram and he never replies, I've got a terrible bridge. But if I call my prospect and he picks up every single time, I have a good bridge between me and my prospect. Second, an offer. So once you have a good bridge established, you'll be able to give them an offer. Now, if you have a shit offer, you won't be able to get them into meetings. Once you actually do get them into a meeting, that's just, you know, you close them. And then the fourth one is just service delivery. So let's break that down a lot more. Hygiene standards. So you should be making 50 to 100 cold calls and 100 messages every single day. So messages, you know, just Instagram DMs, emails, Messenger. And you want to make them personalized and unique. What I mean by that is, you know, you've not copied the script from Thomas Garnett or me. The second, offer that sounds irresistible. Sales presentation, case studies, self-explanatory. You know, you want to learn sales skills. It's really fundamental to your success, I think, in most cases. And reputable agency, what I mean by that, it's just being reputable. So if you have an Instagram and Facebook page, you want to post every single day. You want to look legit and look like you actually have a lot of experience and a lot of clients. Service delivery. This is a big one for me. So if you do a good job in service delivery, you're going to get referred a lot organically. Now, the problem I'm facing with referrals currently is that I'm getting referred to people outside of my niche. Anyways, let me break down the funnel or the process a lot more. So, the bridge. Hire a VA. So I've recently hired a VA because I'm starting to get really busy on my day because I'm in school 5 times a week. I've got businesses, I've got fights coming up occasionally. My friend has a VA that he pays $2 an hour for her. She lives in the Philippines and he found her on Upwork. Now what she does is, you know, she outreaches for him. But what I'm gonna do for my VA is, you know, since it's only $2, which is like what, 2 cheeseburgers from Mackey's, for $2, I'm gonna have her outreach for me for 4 hours a day in the Philippines. You know, while she's outreaching for, you know, 4 hours every single day, if any new leads come in, you know, from my clients' businesses, they're gonna actually call the leads and actually book them into the calendar. So since I'm in the UK right now, what I do is in the morning I outreach to the entire UK, and then in the evening I outreach to the US. So you need to get a schedule in place and you need to do a minimum of 2 5 hours a day of just outreach. Organic client attraction, what that is just posting TikToks, Reels, or YouTube Shorts of just, you know, your agency and your service, and that way you can get clients organically. Referrals, self-explanatory. And by paid client attraction, what I mean by that is I don't see that as people cold calling or staff. I see that as just a paid client attraction method is like Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Now the offer, read $100 million offers. So I've personally not read the book physically, but I have listened to the audiobook probably 6 times over, and I can vouch for it. It's really changed my business. Develop different offers. So what I mean by that, split test different offers, see which one works the best. Test response for offers, self-explanatory. Now, build a campaign around an offer. What I mean by that is building a campaign is if you have a list of medical spa leads, what you want to do is if you have an offer saying, you don't pay me until I get you 10 booked appointments, what you will do is you're going to build a case study around that offer or a sales what is that thing called? A sales funnel around that offer, and you want to just email it to your leads. So you want to build like an email marketing campaign around that offer, and just send it to your leads. Close. So I didn't have any sales skills. So when I actually learned sales skills, I found that I was a lot more reliant on actual strategies and just actual skills to close the client instead of just talking about my service. So learning sales skills is fundamental. Develop effective sales deck, just having a good sales presentation, seeing what works for other people, case studies. Make the sales deck personal. That's what I do. So if I have a prospect coming into a meeting with me, I go on their website or Google Maps, I get some images from them, and then I just make an advertisement out of their images that I find on Google Maps or their business. And that way it's a lot more personal when I show them an ad using their image and some text, like their area. Now, establishing a connection with a client. If you have a good personal connection with a client, you're gonna have a lot better communication. Your probably client retention will be a lot longer. Service delivery is you want to offer a service that is based on return on investment, so making money. With your service, you want to save your client time, or you're going to make them money. And you want to be a factor in their business's success. So for example, if 50% of their customers comes from you, you're going to be a factor in their success. So this is a controversial one. Be a growth partner. So instead of just saying like, oh, John is my client, instead you gotta be like, John's my growth partner. And what I mean by that is that you're not just making your client money, but you're growing their business overall. So in my opinion, that's two very different things: growing their business and just making them more money. Anyways, that's the video. Anyways, if you have any questions, leave them down below, and thank you for watching.